Welcome to the James Show, News Talk 820 WBAP, now on FM at 93.3. If you want to be part of the conversation, you can jump in at any time. 800-288-9227, 800-288-WBAP. Saw this morning, kind of disappointed. All 5 Alamo Drafthouse locations are going to close here in the DFW area. All 5. There's also one that's going to close in Minnesota, but I wasn't planning on going to that one ever. But that's not all of them. For those of you uninitiated, Alamo Drafthouse, it's exactly what it sounds like. They have a theater, though. It's a draft house with a theater. You can get some food. You can get some beer. You can watch a movie. It's weird because I just did that last night. What an amazing coincidence. I didn't do it at the Alamo Drafthouse. I did it at the one down here by our work, the Sinopolis or whatever it is. Sinopolis, is that how you pronounce it? Because it has the accent aigu over the E, so that should be an A. It should be Sinopolis. If, I don't know, those are French rules, and why would they do the accent if, I don't know, but it's really cool. My boys loved it. We watched The Fifth Element because they do classics on Wednesdays. Next week is Goonies. We might have to go back. But I love that concept, this whole studio movie grill. I remember the first time I did it was the Granada, like in 1997. And that's before it was a thing, because the Granada was sort of an exception. And they didn't have chains of studio movie grills. And that was one of the things that I thought was the coolest was, I have never seen this before. I've never even heard of the idea of having a restaurant in a movie theater. But then on top of that, Alamo Drafthouse and all these other studio movie theaters, they have an amazing ability to cross over with sports. And so when the Granada was playing, and I used to live over there at like Mockingbird and Abrams, and so not too far from the Granada, and when they would play Cowboy games and we could get in, that was the jam. However, as amazing of an experience as the studio movie grill theme can be, it still hasn't rebounded to pre-COVID-19 levels. The pandemic took a business that was already in decline and just put its knee in its back, kind of George Floyd style. It's like, James, that's not very reverent. Exactly. But this is a contracting industry anyway. Movie theaters used to be the only way you could see a movie. And then we started leaking in other ways. Okay, they would show some of them on the TV in your house every once in a while. And then you could get these things called VHS tapes, and you could kind of watch it whenever you wanted if you own the physical copy. And then streaming blew all of that out of the water. Technically speaking, you have the infrastructure. You have the ability to watch any movie on planet Earth right now if you have the correct connection. You may need a subscription or two, but you definitely don't need to go to a theater. So why aren't the theaters already out of business? It is only for the experience. There is almost no advantage to seeing something at the theater, as we used to call it now, unless it's there first and you want to wait, a month before it gets on streaming? Because I think Furiosa, the new Mad Max, it's been out for like 2 weeks, and I think it comes out at the end of the month on streaming. So no, you don't have to go spend $15 if you want to see a movie or even see it soon. But industry-wide, whether it's the studio movie theater or not, the entirety of the theater business has not rebounded from pre-pandemic levels. And I don't think it's gonna. I'm in one of those contracting businesses. People used to listen to the radio, and then people thought radio would go away when TV came out. And then people thought radio would really be dead when the podcast came out. And then people thought radio would be dead when streaming got more popular. Still here, just somewhat of a contracting business. Well, in the theater chain world, they're definitely a contracting business. We've seen this with other theater chains. The AMC, they're part of the whole GameStop meme stock craze. So I did a little too much digging into them a couple of years ago. But the theater chain will persist. Alamo Drafthouse will persist, even in Texas. It's a Texas-based company, but they still are keeping open their locations in Austin, Corpus Christi, Houston, Laredo, Lubbock, San Antonio. This is according to their website. And they're actually not that pessimistic about Alamo Drafthouse not popping right back in Dallas. It's just the franchisees that own these locations here and the one in Minnesota, they filed Chapter 7 bankruptcy. Maybe we can find some new franchisees to eat the cost and buy it up. But if Lubbock can support an Alamo Drafthouse, if Laredo can support an Alamo Drafthouse, certainly a market with 7 million people in it could support it. But I don't know. There's a lot of competition. There's a lot of those draft houses now. But I want to caution the people who are like, see how bad the economy is? Joe Biden really screwed this up. Look, you can blame him for a lot, but you can't blame him for this. This business was already contracting because technology had made it to long before Joe Biden came along or Trump came along or whoever's going to come after these dudes. It was already in decline, and that's okay. That's all. And you know how I know it's okay? Because you don't go to the theater as often as you used to. You used to go to the theater on a regular basis. You used to go to the theater, I don't know, maybe once a month, once every 2 months. That used to be the jam, but it's not anymore. Just like you used to go to malls, and you still go to malls sometimes, but not as often as you used to. That space has been taken up by the shopping that you do on Amazon for every t-shirt or cup holder or whatever that you buy on Amazon. That's something you used to buy in a store. For every TV show or movie that you stream, that's something you may have gone to the theater before in years past. So yes, I'm not happy the Alamo Drafthouse is closing. I don't think it's any sign of a great calamity, maybe a small gradual contraction in the movie theater space, but I'm actually pretty optimistic that it can come right back. And if not, I mean, there's a bunch of other studio movie grills around. I really love that concept. I really wish them well though, because that is a great experience. And my kids loved it. And we're all looking for stuff that we can still do with kids without someone trying to sexualize them or something to that effect. We're running out of family-friendly stuff in 2024. Any comments on that? 800-288-WBAP, 800-288-9227. This is The James Show, News Talk 820 WBAP, now on FM at 93.3.